Welcome to Midway Minute, everybody. I'm Scott Koral. He is Kevin Kaduk. And the Bears win big 41-17 over the Jaguars. Kevin, this was after a sleepy first half, but it was a pretty big beatdown in the third quarter. And wow, what a finish.
It's what we expected them to do, I think, in our pregame predictions in the Midway Minute newsletter. I don't think anyone had this being a close game. It was a close game in the first half, and yeah, there was a lot of negativity coming out on Twitter, but these things kind of tend to happen. When you go on the road, specifically when you go on the road after a holiday, it's a little tough. So while I was concerned with what we saw from the defense there in the first half against Mike Glennon, at least they recovered and put themselves in a position. And now next week, the Green Bay Packers come to Soldier Field, and really wish fans could be in the stands for that one, but it is what it is, and win and you're in.
And that's going to be a big if for the Bears. I mean, obviously you cannot do in week 17 what you did in week 13. That is a given. Obviously Mitch Trubisky has to play better than he did in week 13, but he also, I think, has to play better than he did today in week 16. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, Trubisky has owned against bad defenses these last 3, 4, 5 weeks. We have not seen him go toe-to-toe against a great quarterback. I mean, I guess maybe Matt Stafford, you could say, he went toe-to-toe against a quality quarterback, but he has not gone toe-to-toe with a quarterback the caliber of Aaron Rodgers. So really, we're going to be going into uncharted waters. And these last 3 weeks have been great, and they've been a lot of fun. That's put the Bears in a position to where they need to be. But, I mean, looking back, what has Mitch Trubisky's big win been his last 4 years? He has never really gotten into a shootout with the quarterback that we expected him to be when he was drafted number 2. So if you really want to say, okay, Mitch Trubisky is back for 2021, and you might have to bring him back because of necessity, but I want him to see him actually win a must-win game and stand up in adversity and pull off that drive when it counts. He almost did against the Eagles before Cody Parkey ruined it in the playoffs. But we still need to see that for Mitch Trubisky, and he's going to have the chance to prove it next week.
Wow, Cody Parkey, wow. He just continues to disappoint even in Cleveland. It goes without saying. But yeah, you are absolutely correct. Trubisky does need to play a lot better. But where do you go? Like if you're the Bears, you have to relish in the fact that Trubisky did play okay today. Montgomery went over the 1,000-yard mark for the first time in his career.
Right.
Allen Robinson topped 100 catches for the first time in his career. So offensively, and Jimmy Graham caught 2 TDs. You have a lot of those pieces that are doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
But defensively,
I sat here 4 weeks ago and I was pretty despondent. And I said, Scott, what pieces do they have? And obviously I've been proven wrong the last 3 weeks. And obviously I was down in a little bit of a hole there with the Bears 5-7 after losing 6 straight. There are pieces there, but the Bears also don't have a lot of cap flexibility going forward. At least the offensive line has kind of figured out some of the problems. That's a completely revamped unit, so maybe you don't have to commit as many resources to as we thought they did before Sam Mustipher and Alex Bars really stepped up these last couple of weeks. But yeah, the defense, you've got pieces there, but you also have a lot of money committed to Khalil Mack, who's not getting younger, Robert Quinn, that does not look like a great signing whatsoever. So there is going to be a lot of maneuvering, and whether or not Ryan Pace is up to it. And let's be honest, Ryan Pace's and Matt Nagy's job has probably been saved these last 3 years. So now it's we thought last offseason was important, and now this one I think it will be just as important going forward.
So it all comes down to week 17.
Yeah.
And the Bears in pressure games have never in my lifetime really done much, at least not since 1985. What do you see? I mean, here's the thing. The Packers have two routes of going. If they beat the Titans here on Sunday, they earn the bye, and then they don't have much to play for. They may be playing against Jordan Love. Or they lose today against the Titans, and now they have everything to play for because you're playing for the bye, you're playing for playoff positioning, and you're playing against the Bears, and obviously Aaron Rodgers is likely
Yeah.
going to play most of the game, if not all.
It's pretty interesting because this is almost a mirror opposite of 2010 when the Bears sewed up the bye the week before week 17 and the Packers needed the win to get in the playoffs. And we all know what happened. I don't want to actually go down that again. So could the opposite be happening here? We're going to be rooting for the Packers tonight, which I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe I'll put a few bucks on them to make it feel a little bit better. But yeah, it's really tough. And then you throw in the fact that the Rams could beat the Cardinals and take care of everything for us. And we don't know exactly what's going to be flexed and what won't be. It's really tough.
Yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray got hurt on, what was it, the second to last play of the game against the 49ers. So there's a possibility he may not play.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals are a much different team with Kyler Murray in than they are with Kyler Murray out.
And every time I think I figured the Rams out, they do the exact opposite and prove me wrong. So who knows what goes on with that Rams team? Actually, if the Rams lose their last two and the Bears lose their or win this one against the Packers, the Bears will move up to that 16th. So we will see what happens.
Oh, prayers. And hey, let's give a big Christmas thank you to George Kittle. The preeminent Bears fan who happens to play for the 49ers. Yeah. Look, and I'm not going to – Robbie Gould played a really poor game, but that happens to every kicker and to every player. Mm. You just have one of those. But thank you, George Kittle. You are the hero of the week.
I said he was a spiritual opposite to Denny Green. The Bears who are we thought they are to I love the effing Bears. Hey – you know what, Scott? At least these games matter. We were sitting here last month feeling really down, thinking we were going to have to sludge through this December. And at least we have some fun to talk about. Our numbers on YouTube are up. They're still not high, but they're up. So subscribe to our subscribe if you haven't already. If you have been watching it, we really appreciate it. And subscribe to Midway Minute newsletter at midwayminute.win. And we will cover everything up with the Bears and those no good stinking Bulls going forward. So anyway, Happy New Year, and we will see you before the Packers.
Happy New Year, everybody.